We're born in the moonlight. Ain't no fantasy. Can't breathe in the sunlight.
Hello Aromas, this is Aromie here and welcome back to Changeling. We're here just seeing Corvin, gave him hugs, telling him to be careful. Came back inside, Spencer is here. Of course, because I could never just catch a break. Who were those your friends? Yeah, I guess some people never get too old for this kind of thing. Of course, Corvin has the mentality of a 12-year-old, so isn't that the one you like? I don't like him. I mean, he's a friend. Like you and Allie are friends. Oh wait, that's a bad example. So this smirked at me, then seemed to catch himself. I was suddenly struck by the fact that we were having an almost normal conversation. I think he realized it at the same time because it suddenly got awkward. Spencer frowned slightly and shuffled his feet the way he did when he didn't know what to say. So adorable. Spencer, you're such an adorable brother. For a long moment, I felt a powerful sense of loss. I wanted to be able to talk to him about everything and have him understand. I feel like in this route, he's not as like batshit crazy with stalking, and that we're both kind of like actually being nice to one another in our own special way. It's not like full on being nice, but respectful. There we go, that's the word. I wanted my brother back. Mom told me to take over for a while. You can go draw or do whatever. Tell him you'll stay. Go to your room alone. Go get some punch first. Why would I get punch? I don't trust Dad. Can I stay with him? I'll stay. I didn't really want to, but if more creepy things were going to show up at the door, or if that thing came back, I didn't want Spencer handing out candy. He could be a jerk, but he was my brother. I didn't want anything to happen to him. I thought you hated handing out candy. I do, but I'm trying to be nice. Nice! Is that it? Or are you just hoping your wizard boyfriend shows up again? I felt like the air had been sucked from my lungs. What wizard? That's what that stupid scarf was about, right? Oh, right, yeah, that scarf. Yeah, sure. Is he supposed to be a wizard? Wizards wear scarves? No, they don't. They wear robes. Why do you react so weirdly to everything these days? He smirked. Or were you worried I really thought he was a wizard? Spencer, it's no time to be playing games like this. But please, I was just confused for a minute. Besides, you think all sort of weird things lately. By the way, since I'm taking your candy duty, can you do something for me? Maybe. There's a little pouch thingy on my bedside table. It was a gift from Allie. Can you bring it to me? A pouch? What for? It's one of those things where the smell is supposed to help you relax. I just kind of wanted it. It's all. Sure. I was surprised he agreed to it. As he went upstairs for the protective charm, I wondered if maybe all the excess energies tonight were magically turning him nice. He was gone for what seemed like a long time before he returned, tossed me the pouch, and went to the kitchen without a word. I let out a sigh as the doorbell rang again. At least I felt a little safer with the pouch snuggled in my pocket. I suffered through another hour of handing out candy before Mom made Spencer relieve me, and since nothing else weird had happened, I let him without complaint. I went straight up to my room quickly. I flopped on my bed, pulling a pillow over my face. I knew that at this point, Mom was going to drop it. It wasn't that I didn't like him, but on top of everything else going on, I really did not need to start worrying about boy problems. I really didn't. I don't know when I nodded off, but I knew when I started dreaming. I had the usual sensation of my body being controlled by someone else. This time was different. I could almost feel this other me holding me back so they could stay in control. It felt like I was locked in a black room, beating on the walls but unable to escape in the darkness. Am I literally doing this like at early nighttime? Because my parents will see me and Spencer. I started to doubt that I was actually dreaming, though I didn't know what else it could be. I knew I was walking, and I could almost feel the cool night air against my skin, but my senses were muffled. I could hear voices. What is this? Is this the shadow of the tree? Okay, I was gonna get fucking scared. I could hear my voice, raspy and strange, speaking a strange language, and I knew, but suddenly realized that I shouldn't. I was pretty sure that I was in the woods behind my house, and I was heading somewhere familiar. There was a pull in my gut that was dragging me forward, but I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to go where my body was taking me. I could see the shadows of trees passing before my eyes, but the images were faint and blurry. Like a veil was blocking me from the rest of the world. Bright spots of light flitted around me. Each bright spot had a pair of tiny wings, transparent and difficult to see in the halo of light around each one. Fairies. They were fairies. I remembered something Allie said about the borders of fairy expanding during Samhain, and suddenly it was like a bolt of lightning passed through my body. No. The night around me sharpened into focus. No! No, bitch. Not today. I couldn't go there. I wouldn't go there. That place wasn't where I wanted to go. There was an eternal struggle for my body between me and the other me, the one that controlled my body when I was asleep. I didn't know who she was, but in that moment, I was so certain she was there, and I knew I should know her. Somehow I managed to latch onto a tree as I passed, clinging to the rough bark as tightly as I could. Let go. Let go. Wait, who's talking? It was my voice speaking, but it wasn't me. No, wake up. The two of us, me and the intruder, fought for control. More and more reality seeped into that locked room in my mind where I was still trapped. I could smell the damp and earthy bark, feel the freezing ground under my feet, but I was still struggling to make my body listen to me. It took every ounce of willpower not to let go of the tree. It's time to go. No, it's not. I try to focus on the cold, try to scrape my fingertips across the bark, desperate for even the smallest amount of physical sensation to anchor me back up to the waking world. Give my body back. My fingers finally twitched, then moved across the bark. The other presence retreated. Tingling pain ricocheted through my body. I was back in reality, bent over and grasping, gripping a tree for dear life. I was outside, exactly where I expected to be. A hard sob tore from my lips as I pressed my face to the scratchy bark. I'm not sleepwalking. This definitely isn't sleepwalking. I felt like I was going to throw up. The tiny voices I've been hearing were still around me, though they weren't voices I could really hear with my ears. It was more like a strange awareness of them without actually hearing them. Now that I was back, though, I could make out what they were saying. Give her back. It's not yours. Give it back. I felt cold. You promised. They weren't speaking English. They were speaking the twin language spinster I had created when we were children. How could they possibly be speaking that? I was tricked and surprised that something yanked at my hair. Ooh, you guys are so pretty though. The little light swarmed around me. Pint-sized hands tangled in my hair, yanking, pulling and tying it in knots. Tiny fingernails scratched at my face as the voice raged at me. Give it back. Whoa, chill out. The fairies were suddenly poking and prodding all over my body. They flitted all around me, making me dizzy. I swatted at them, staggering away from the trees as panic started to take over. I had to get away from them, but I wasn't sure what to do. There were so many. Well, stand your ground and fight. I don't know. Scream for help? Would anyone hear me? Wait, they're patrolling. They have to hear me. The fairies swarmed around me, pushing me back toward the tree. I'm gonna just help, I guess. There was no one around, or there shouldn't be, now in the middle of the woods at night. It was stupid to scream, but I couldn't get away and I didn't know what else to do. I put my hands over my head and curled up, screaming again. Someone's gonna help me. They're on patrol. For some reason, Corvin's image flashed through my head. Stupid. No time to think about that right now. No one was going to come for me. I was in the middle of the woods at night, determined to drag myself back to my feet and swat at the fairies. Thief! Liar, keep your promise. I'm not a thief. Get away from me. I started away from the air, scrambling as quickly as I could through the underbrush. Suddenly, I heard the jarring sound of a crow overhead. Did that help? Did the screaming help? I don't know. Just desperate, I looked up to see and saw a familiar white crow in a nearby tree. It was almost shining in the dark. I tore my eyes away from it and tried to focus on where I was going. The tangled brambles and fallen logs tripped me up and slowed me down. And the fairies dogged my step, yanking at my hair, pinching my skin, scratching my face. Because they could just fucking float, and I can't. I'm praying that the screaming actually helped to get Corvin to come out as a crow. Or whatever. Couldn't pray. There were too many to fight off, but I tried my best. Oh shit, my phone book slid. But I tried my best to keep pushing forward. One sprite flew close to my face, clawing at my eyes. I swatted away, but the bright light blinded me temporarily. Spots swimming before my eyes, I fell forward, only just managing to catch myself. Something sharp cut deep into one hand, and I sobbed, clutching it to my stomach as I tried to beat the fairies off with my other arm. Michiko? Michiko? Someone's there. Here, I'm here! Can get these motherfucking beautiful shits away from me. I cried out weakly, unsure who was looking for me. I tried to get to my feet, but dozens of tiny hands yanked back. Thief! Thief! I am not a fucking thief! You guys are the thief! I screamed again and tried to beat them off. I wasn't sure what happened next. There was a hot rush of air, and suddenly everything smelled like lightning. The fairies scattered but didn't go far. I could see them zipping between the trees. Their angry voices dulled but didn't vanish. Michiko? Just hang on! I struggled to pick myself up. Danny and Corvin, I couldn't see them yet, but I recognized voices. I'm praying that scream did help. Because me fighting them off, you can't really hear that much. Me running away, can't hear me still. Praying the screaming worked. They were getting closer. There was someone else there. Go check it out. I'll help her. I heard footsteps running off and I scrubbed at my eyes, but the tears wouldn't stop. Wait, what? There was somebody else here with me. And Corvin was suddenly next to me doing more magic. Jesus. The crack of it was loud in my ears as he cast a spell. His magic was always more showy than Allie's. I squeezed my eyes shut, covering my ears. The fairy scattered again, but I could still hear the insistent voices. Thief! Thief, you bitch! I didn't know what they thought I stole. Oh, fuck! I am... her. Or perhaps I did, but I didn't want to give voice to that thought. As I clung to myself, trying to just keep a grasp on my own emotions, I realized something was wrong and caught a lock of long white hair that was hanging in front of my eyes. White? I clawed at my head, frantically pulling more of the long hair down in front of my eyes. Why is it white? Nothing made sense anymore. I didn't understand anything that was happening. I wrapped my arms around my body again, sobbing hoarsely. What's happening to me? What is this? Before my eyes, red faded into white like a stain. I squeezed my eyes shut as hot tears... Where's Corvin? Fuck? Seeped out and slid down my face. It wasn't like in the books or movies where magic was fun and simply led you into adventures that always had happy endings. This was scary. It was taking over my life and I didn't know how to stop it. I crouched down, cold and crying for what seemed like ages before Corvin came to me. He carefully draped his coat over my shoulder and wound his scarf around my neck. Before I could react, he wrapped both arms around me, crooning softly under his breath. It's okay, I'm here. Then my screaming helped Corvin. What happened to my hair again? It went back. I couldn't find my voice to say anything. I huddled against his freezing, crying, and worrying that my injured hand was getting bloodied on his coat. Oh shit, I didn't read all the rest. He always showed up when I needed him. Because he's a prince, alright. Okay. Maybe this aspect was way better than Mark. Because Mark didn't come to my rescue. He eventually came. But, you know, whenever I really needed him, he wasn't really there. Corvin just knew to be there. Why is he always here? And if he kept doing this, I was going to start expecting him to always be there for me, which is also bad. He stroked my back gently. Shh. His kindness just made me cry harder. After Kara turned on me and then Spencer turned on me, Allie was the only one I'd ever relied on even a little. I clung to Corvin tightly, bearing his face in my shoulder. He was an idiot. He was goofy and an accident-prone airhead, and he kept things from me even when I felt I needed to know them. But was it okay to rely on him just a little for now? I finally looked up at him, tears still freezing on my cheeks. Corvin's hand reached to wipe them away. At the warmth of his hand, I closed my eyes and let out a long, shaky breath. I felt his lips suddenly brush against my forehead. Oh, did you just give me a forehead kiss? You're giving me everything I've asked for. A hug, a forehead kiss. I'm glad you're safe. By that time, I had finally calmed down enough to start feeling embarrassed by having lost it like that. I heard the sound of Danny coming back toward us and pulled away from Corvin, hastily wiping at my face. Whoever it was is gone. We didn't manage to catch a sight of them, and they were downwind. Downwind? So I'm not sure who it was. Definitely not one of ours, though. I'll see if they left some kind of aura trail later. Elliot! Oh. Well, what happened, Michiko? You're bleeding. I didn't trust myself to speak yet. My throat was aching. I just shook my head because it was all I could manage. Is she okay? No, I wasn't okay. I was definitely not okay. But I was better, a bit. I think she's just a bit shaken. Understatement of the year right there. Elliot made his way to us, face extremely worried. Where are you hurt? I smell blood. Everywhere. But my hand. I barely managed to croak the words out as I held up my hand. My voice was raspy and hoarse. It was because of the screaming. I knew, but I didn't sound like me. Corvin pulled his scarf from around my neck and wrapped it tightly around my injured hand. We should get to the club room for now. I have to get back home. It's okay, we'll take care of that. It's not a good idea to go home right now. Your injuries need to be treated. How are you guys gonna take care of that? I mean, how? Literally how? I shook my head vehemently. I need to go home. I can hide a hurt hand. Danny crouched next to me and placed one of his hands gently on my head as he peered down at me. His eerie gold eyes glinted in the moonlight. I had to repress a shudder at how inhuman they look. Michiko, I don't think you've realized how bad you look. Those fairies did a number on you. Your face is all scratched up. You won't be able to hide that from your family. Okay, Mommy Danny is like telling us no, so we gotta go, okay? Don't. Danny's route will always affect me the most. This bitch, oh my god. Whenever he told us that we can't see each other anymore, hurt me so much. It'll be worse if they wake up and I'm not there. I struggle to my feet again. You don't understand. I can't worry them with this kind of My legs wobbled and I headed straight for the ground again. Corvin caught me and held me up. I couldn't make them worry about me like this again. Not again. I couldn't put the whole family in turmoil because of this. Let's just head back for now. We'll decide what to do when we get there. I nodded numbly. I'll carry you back, and I don't want to hear arguments. You can barely stand, much less walk. Did the sun decide to embrace us? Oh shit, I gotta end. Yeah, your hand definitely isn't the only thing bleeding right now. It's my entire soul. My entire heart. Corvin, just stop. Stop being so kind to me. Stop being like the Prince Charming that's always there when I actually need him. When you're actually there. We're not actually just left alone crying and just weak and shit. No, he's literally here every single time. Which I don't know how. Because you can't read my mind or anything like Mark. So I don't know how. But anyway, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
touch it, touch it, touch it.